Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Titletown, some call it, a moniker that many claim, but this city lives thanks to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Today, we have one of those games that tests your focus. Top 25 team against an unranked opponent. Can you take care of business? As we'll see a squad from the Sun Belt, the Appalachian State Mountaineers, taking on the 15th ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Alabama about to kick off to get things started. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. So the App State Mountaineers offense will get the first swing of the game. And here's the man they'll try to feed the football to no matter what the coverage looks like, Jesse.
He's their best player on offense, and I like the way this coaching staff moves him around and tries to create good matchup.
All by himself down the middle. And a pickup of better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. Love to see the fearlessness of a quarterback to work the middle of the field.
And he's got so much confidence in his own arm talent to be able to get that football there before the defense can break it up.
Takes the handoff. It's Roberts. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Hold it. Open.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. They believe they can run right here. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Got it behind the line. It's Robinson. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job increasing. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game.
The Mountaineers line up to punt it away. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. And the punt hits at the 6, and they can't down it, and it'll be a touchback. The Crimson Tide offense comes out, and now they'll go on the attack. Here are our impact players for this game, and it goes beyond executing an assignment to make an impact in the game.
Yeah, obviously we were talking to both coaching staffs this week, and we asked them who needs to step up and play well. They immediately pointed to these guys right here. They are the key for their respective teams.
Yeah, and they don't always show up in the box score, but these are the guys are the leaders. These are the guys getting everybody organized and have to play well for their team to succeed.
They opened up this drive, getting all the way out to the 35, and now it's first down again. The give on the inside. Still on his feet at the 45. And he's brought down after a nice gain. If you're going to play Bama tough, you're going to find out really early if you can handle the running game.
Yeah, they're going to check your chin. I mean, they're going to come in and they're going to give you a steady diet of it. Even when they've had great quarterback play and spread the ball out, it's still a physical principle. They're going to make you stop the run. If you can't stop it, it could be a long game.
shakes off the defender.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
After the 9-yard pickup on first down, here's 2nd and 1. They've got him looking run. Now they're going to throw it. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit. Looking to pick up a first down on 3rd and short from the 43. They'll try to get it through the air. Just a short pass to the tight end. Now with a great opportunity as they pick up the first down, they've got it at the 40.
And had they not picked up that first down, it would have been decision time for the head coach, right? You're kind of in no man's land on the fridge. Are you trying a long field goal? Are you going for it on 4th down? But because of the execution there and the nice throw, let's keep this drive going. Let's see if we can get 6.
The give to the back. Dances away from 1. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Listen, defense is about energy. It's about passion. It's about physicality. They need a little bit more of that. Get the guy in the ground. You can't let guys break tackles. What could have been set up in a long yardage situation, now it becomes an easier situation because you couldn't get him on the ground.
To the ground with the back. He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
The Tide with the 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's throwing the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
Now on 2nd down. Power football with the run. Able to make the stop after a gain of 2 to the 22.
I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered in.
Let's see what they've dialed up on 3rd and long from the 22. Looking downfield, it's Milroe. Throws toward the end zone. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. The holder will kneel down at the 29, making it a 39-yard attempt. Between the uprights, it's good. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0.
Well, this team knew coming into tonight's game they had to get momentum early, playing at home. They want to get the crowd into it, so you get a beautiful drive here to start this thing. You would have liked to cap it off with a touchdown, but listen, you set yourself up for a field goal, you knock it through the uprights, you got the lead, everything right now looking good.
So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Give to the running back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, the linebacker showing you read and react. He knew exactly where that running play was going, and he beat the football to the line of scrimmage and forced the TFL.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. He's looking to throw. Unloads it left. He's got it. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Well, when you're throwing these comeback routes, man, the timing has got to be so good between the two of them because you know the ball is going to be in the air a long time. You can't throw it late. It's going to get picked. That time, really nice job getting it out early, and the receiver doing a nice job on his route so that the ball was right on him as soon as he turned around.
And the quarterback couldn't withstand the heat, and he will go down as we played one quarter. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. They've got them penned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. He leaves it with the back. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. Third and long from inside their own 20. Dropping back, it's Aguilar. He's got his man. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. He just didn't have a chance to get loose and make his way to that first down marker.
And I think fans get upset sometimes. Like, run your route past the sticks so we get the first down. But nice job by the defense understanding where the sticks were and forcing the fourth down.
Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. That's usually prime return position, but he'll make the fair catch just outside the 40. Here comes that Alabama offense. They kicked a field goal on the last drive, Jesse. They've got the lead. Don't make a dumb mistake, but maintain your aggressive play calling.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's the play caller right now just taking a look at that script he's got in front of him and finding out where are my playmakers, who can we take advantage of on this defense to get a touchdown here, David.
Yeah, and just keep moving the ball down the field. Just execute a little bit better in the red zone. There's no need to panic. We're moving the football, and we got the lead.
Got it set up on the outside. At the 40, there he goes. They're ripping off chunks of yardage. They get it to the 33. The transition of Alabama quarterbacks over the years has been fascinating, from the dreaded game manager label to playmaker.
To playmaker, to spread it out, to Heisman winner. I mean, that's how much this offense has changed and evolved, and they're going to be aggressive, and they're going to score points in this new age era.
From the shotgun, the inside give. Gets it inside the 30, down to the 27, a pickup of 6.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Get that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on second and 4. Scanning the field, it's Milroe. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. Ball's at the 27. It's third and short. Can they avoid making that fourth down decision? From the gun, wants to pass. Unleashes one deep. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Bama!
And a really nice job understanding I got to get to that gap where there's a little bit of open space in the middle of the field when I run that post route. QB lays it out for him, and he catches it, gets 2 feet in bounds, in the end zone, touchdown.
Lining up for the PAT. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they cap things off with a scoring toss from 27 yards out. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Appalachian State regains possession, and the Mountaineer offense headed to the field. They'll test the right side. He kept those legs moving, got 3 out to the 19.
And the running back didn't get much there. Nice job by the defense. You can tell they're focused in on this running back, on this run game, being physical, getting knockbacks, and limiting his carries.
And the Mountaineers want to crank the tempo. He'll try it again. Knocked down after picking up 5 out to the 24.
And runs like that are like body blows in a boxing match. 4, 5, 6-yard gains early turn into 20, 30, 40-yard gains later. They really wear down defenses, and they test their physicality.
Boy, could they use a conversion on 3rd and short from their own 24. To the ground to try to move the chains. And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains.
And most importantly, they got the first. They've been getting pushed around up front this game and haven't created a lot of lanes to run the football, but you needed it. You needed that first down. You needed to get the sticks moving. You need to run some clock, so good job by the offense finding a little bit of space to get the first down.
Handoff from the gun. He'll push his way out to the 30, a pickup of 3.
Nice run there on first down. You know this is a running back that gets better as the game goes on. So they're going to want to make sure they keep feeding him the football, let him get lathered up.
Linebacker shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Gets it to the back. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
And listen, if I'm the quarterback, I'm trying to dump the ball off to my playmaker and make this a manageable 3rd down. Get something positive. But how about the defense? Just reacting so fast, getting to the running back, and getting that sucker on the ground in the open field.
3rd down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. Dropping back, it's Aguilar. They're trying to get to it. And the quarterback is snowed under.
Well, that defender just was better in his one-on-one on the pass rush. He does a great job beating the offensive lineman to get to the QB.
The Mountaineers decide to punt it away. Looking for running room, he'll get it to the 43-yard line before he stopped. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
As we reach the 2-minute warning, they'll need to try to get a stop to keep this thing from getting out of hand. They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. Steps away to find some room. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks.
Quarterbacks have a hard job. They got to drop back and try to see the whole field and then see the rush coming to him. But you can tell he did a really good job scrambling outside the pocket, improvising, making a play with his feet, and then getting the first down.
They'll snap this one from the 42. It's 1st and 10. He wants to throw. Got his man. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep him from getting the first down.
How about this offense? They're rolling. They got a couple first downs together. Defense. Next, what's your response? What do you got? You got to make some adjustments here.
Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. To the air, it's Milroe. Fires deep toward the end zone. He got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
see these windows. They're getting smaller and smaller to throw into. Really nice job by the defense that time, getting a hand in there and knocking that ball away.
Offense gets set for second down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Now adjusting. Kept it, and he's past the marker. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the experience this guy has, right? He's so poised that initially he's flushed out of the pocket, nothing's open, and he doesn't panic. He's not throwing it away. He's not sliding early. He just knows where the defense isn't, and he's able to attack that space with his speed and get a positive play.
Lets it fly. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Wow, what a play. We're going to need to see that again to make sure he makes this catch and gets the foot in bounds. That was a great acrobatic play, understanding where you're at on the field to make that big catch.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finish it with an 11-yard touchdown dart. They're just about ready to kick it away. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Appalachian State offense returns to the field. He wants to start this drive with a pass. That's caught. It's Wilson. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. First down, 10 yards to go. He's going to pass. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
The defense was obviously ready for that play. They've obviously been watching film. They know that that pass play is one of the bread and butter plays this offense has, so nice job defending.
After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on second down. Looking for a man, it's Aguilar. Pocket starts to collapse. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to avoid the loss. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. From the gun, wants to pass. Coming after it. Another incompletion on third down.
Man, the defense smells blood in the water. You can tell. They are getting to this quarterback over and over and over. They've already sacked him a couple times. They're just winning up front. They almost got another sack on that last play.
And the Mountaineers will punt it away on fourth down. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. Here comes that Alabama offense. How about the way they attacked the last time they had the ball, mixing run and pass and winding up in the end zone, Jesse?
That's why recruiting is so important. They've got weapons at every skill position on the field. Any of these guys is dangerous if they touch the football. Let's see what they do on this drive, David.
And so, Palmer, I got to take away something. I can't let them have everything and have success. I got to be aggressive against the run or play for the pass. I can't give them everything.
Now improvising. Trying to make magic with his feet. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Comes out throwing on first down. Finds a man on the left. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
You know who's got to love this offense picking up so many first downs? It's their own defense. David, I know you love playing on teams with great offenses.
So it's first down, but with just a few seconds, they'll try to put up a 3 before halftime. They've already put 1 field goal on the board. This one will need to be well struck from 44 yards out. It's good. He's going to hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And now the lead is even bigger. So they get the late field goal right before the half and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, what else is new? A spirited environment there in Tuscaloosa. An entertaining first half, and we've got a multi-possession lead to break down thanks to the surgical precision of this offense. Might honestly take more time to talk about what didn't work than what did. The running game, the passing game, gadget plays have worked. Now it's just a matter of finishing the job. And with that, let's send it back to the guys in T-Town.
Kickoff and kickoff return teams on the field, and we're just about ready to go in the second half. On the move from inside is 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
You just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
They knock him down, but not before he gets it out to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical. They wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
After the strong run on second down, third down coming. Do they do it again? Motion trying to get the defense to show its hand. Catch in the middle. It's Adams. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chain.
Defense is about learning the plays. Third down, what do they like to do? How do they do it? So far, the offense having a little bit of success, but the defense now, you got to figure out what they're doing.
Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. The give is to Miller. Couldn't find a lane. A pickup of 1 to the 31.
Brings up second down.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Leaves it with the back. Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line. After the last run, would you just give it to him again on third down? Wide receiver shows motion. It'll be a run on 3rd and short. And he'll have enough for the first down at the 42.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the first down.
This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. They'll try the run. Hard running there. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48.
This running back just doesn't go down easy. It's just difficult for defenses to get him on the ground. Not overly huge, but if I'm an offensive coordinator, I'm going to continue to find ways to feature him and just, you know what, let his talent do the rest.
6-yard pickup on first down leaves him with 2nd and 4. Looking to throw, it's Milroe. Throws to the wideout. Oh, so close to paying off. The tip really had it in his hands, but it falls incomplete.
Well, I know that one fell incomplete, but what a day this guy has had throwing the football. Multiple touchdowns, and he's done a really nice job with his decision-making. He hasn't thrown any picks, which has really helped keep this offense on schedule.
They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Grabbed in the middle. It's Bernard. That'll be enough for the first down as they stop him at the 43-yard line. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Tip ball, put it up for grabs, and I thought he had it, but somehow it slithered through his fingers.
This defense is going to use this guy in a lot of different ways. You'll see him rush the passer. Obviously, he'll have his name called when the offense tries to run the football, but I love his coverage ability.
This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable. Miller with the ball. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. They've methodically worked the ball down the field. 11th play of the drive coming up, but this one 3rd and long. Back to pass, it's Milroe. Dances away. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks with a first down.
This is why everybody grows up and wants to be an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator, because he can do that. He drops back. He's supposed to pass, but you know what? I'll just scramble around, and I'll just go get plenty of yards and pick them up and put them down, and I'm faster than most of your other guys, too, so good luck stopping him.
Trying to find his man on first down. Caught in the backfield, it's Haynes. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. And Jesse, that's almost like an extension of the running game, a new age toss sweep.
Yeah, and it's a nice job, Reese, by the quarterback, putting that football in a place where his running back can make an easy catch and then advance it downfield.
Off the bootleg, wants to toss it. Makes the catch, it's Miller. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't he try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. He's going to take off. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
So frustrating as a defense because you got the offense in 3rd down. You're in a situation now where you can get off the field if somebody just makes a play, but you let the quarterback escape. And then beyond all that, you can't even get a good hit on him because he slides to protect himself.
Linebackers have such an amazing responsibility. Got to play run, got to play pass. How about this? Seeing the run aggressively, getting downhill, and getting in the backfield and making the tackle for a loss.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Looking for room, it's Haynes. Touchdown time! And the pummeling has started. The offense strikes again to extend its lead here in the 2nd half.
And they got everything working. How great is this? You extend your lead, now you get your defense back on the field. Great job taking advantage of the situation and building on that lead.
Getting set for the point after.
Is on for the extra point.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. So that was a methodical 17-play drive for the touchdown. And it was punctuated by an 11-yard run for the score. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Appalachian State regains possession and the Mountaineer offense headed to the field. They go to the ground. Stopped at the 25 after a 5-yard gain.
It's a nice game, but the big theme here is they just haven't been able to get the run game going on offense. They've been very one-dimensional. They're just not being physical enough in the point of attack.
No question they wanted to get the ball to their playmakers, and both receivers have come up big through 3. One more quarter to play, and it might be unlikely, but hey, it's college football. Comebacks happen. And now on second down for this offense. Dropping back, it's Aguilar. They're working that left side. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down.
Well, it's a nice job by the defender. They're closing the gap with the wide receiver. They're going to complete the hitch pass, but he's able to run right up on him, get him to the ground for a minimal gain.
And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. He's looking to throw it. The sure hands, it's Roberts. Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down.
And that's why if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
The Mountaineers have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Fires to the wideout. He makes the catch. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. The precision that is required to play receiver at this level, driving back to get the football and using the sweet feet along the sideline.
Nothing the defense could do there, Reese. There's no defense for a perfect throw and an even better catch with body control. Nice job.
Finds his man. It's Roberts.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
Second down coming up. He's looking to throw. Took a shot as he threw. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
This offensive line is not going to like watching the film back tomorrow when they get the opportunity, because they have gotten beat time and time again up front, especially in passing situations. All of the hits, all of the sacks that this quarterback has taken is the biggest reason why they're going to lose this game.
Off the boot, looking for his man. Throws to the wideout. And they fail to hook up on third down.
Got to give this defense credit, guys, because all game long they have forced their opponent to be one-dimensional. They haven't allowed anything to happen in the passing game. As a result, we're here in the fourth quarter. They barely allowed over 100 yards passing.
Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Finds his man, and they convert. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. Sometimes we don't give enough credit to a receiver knowing exactly where he needs to be on the field, and they pick up the first down there.
Yeah, and you got to give the receiver credit, obviously knowing where that is, but the defender needs to know where it is too. Where is he trying to get? That ball's going to come out quick. He didn't really understand where the sticks were, and because of that, he gives up the first down. He would just be a little bit more aware as a defensive guy.
Can't hold on. He had it right down the middle, and he flat dropped it. Can the defense stopped them again on 2nd and goal. The aerial assault continues. Caught near the sticks. It's Jackson. Touchdown, Mountaineer! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board. On to attempt the try.
The kicker on for the extra point.
Smashes it through for the PAT. So it's an 80-yard drive, and the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. They're down big, but they'll keep fighting to the bitter end and line up for the onside kick here. Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball. Here comes that Alabama offense. How about that blocking up front and that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touchdown, David?
And the big boys up front doing their job. Opening holes, the backs making plays, everything on the ground on that first drive worked.
And we know that this is the identity this coaching staff wants for this team, right? They want to be the most physical team on the field. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Kept it on the ground on 1st down, now back to the line. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the 1st down.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
To the air on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. A strike downfield. The tackle is made, but he's got it 1st and goal from the 6.
Well, it really just feels like they are trying to make a statement to everybody in college football. They've got a lead, they've got it late, and they are still putting it on this defense. They are still letting it fly. They're airing it out, trying to light up the scoreboard.
Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. Strikes the blow. Touchdown, Alabama! And the beatdown has ensued.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
They'll try to add another to their lead.
For the extra point.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And he got into the house for the 6 to finish it. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Robinson. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. The Appalachian State offense returns to the field. They'll throw it on 1st down. Chunked it away just as he was hit. Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance.
Well, it's been that kind of day here tonight. They just have not been able to find a rhythm and establish that throwing the football. Part of it has been wide receivers and quarterbacks not being on the same page, but you've got to give this defense credit, too. Just like that last play, they have been getting after him. They've been hitting him, and that's a big reason why they've got such a big lead here in the 4th.
And a little too much adrenaline on that throw never gave his receiver a chance.
Well, the defense really stepped up in this game. They knew they had to slow down this passing attack. They knew they had some matchups they were going to have to win one-on-one. They've been able to do that, and as a result, They haven't allowed 200 passing yards in this game.
3rd and 10, still backed up inside their own 20. This drive hasn't really gotten started. What a snag by the defense. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's pass, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats and get the INT. Nice job by this D.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. And he was able to get back on top of it. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. So close to that end zone, he could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense.
How about this offense deciding to run the football, be physical, find a hole, get downhill, Palmer, and get the 1st down?
Yeah, and it helps, too, when you've got a running back like this guy. He just knows how to fall forward and get those hidden yards. Big weapon in this offense.
They're going to run it. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get conserved, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Appalachian State regains possession, and the Mountaineer offense headed to the field. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, David. Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent today.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to flush this down the toilet, not remember it, forget it, move on.
He hurls one deep down the left side. And how about that DB getting a hand in there and forcing the incomplete pass?
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
To the air, it's Aguilar. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback in this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Makes the catch. It's Robinson. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the 1st down marker.
I think in this situation, 2 minutes, trailing late, I think you got to be throwing to the sticks every time. I don't know if these short completions are going to get it done. You're just not going to have enough time to get down the field. So from a play calling standpoint, I think you want to think about being a little bit more aggressive.
Looking for a block. It's Adams. He'll get it to about the 25 before they put a stop to the return. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line.